Here we go with some more work. I'm going to try and get some of this stuff out of the way. So let's go back to my brush. When you start dealing with really small brushes, this is the key to speed. It slows you down. So you want to try and do as big a brush as possible. Again, notice there I just picked from the screen to get that darker color. And see, by coming back into some of these things, I can tighten up these textures. I don't really want to go pure black with some of that stuff. So you got to be a little careful. This guy's shape, I might just put like some heavy shapes on there. Come back to small things. I am dealing with a small area here, these back teeth. When you have the gums, the gums tend to wrap around the teeth. Go ahead and, an artist's best friend is a mirror. Put it by you and make a good monstery face. See how your gums work. There's two highlights I got coming onto the thing. One's a cooler light, which is the hardest light I got hitting him. And by adding a few, see how I have like a few marks now coming in? I don't want the teeth to be like he goes to the dentist all the time and they're nice and bonded teeth and all that kind of stuff. So I am you can always come back to and dirty them up a little bit more. Okay. Get back to the smudge tool. Just gonna smudge in here. Smudge in here a bit. You gotta be careful. See, I'm just the most common way I use it is just a little back and forth strokes. I'm not pressing super hard. Because if I press hard, then see what happens. Get all smudged down. But if I press not so hard, I can really kind of control. I really can work to soften an edge. See what happens to that tooth. I have other tutorials where my smudge paint tutorial really shows you how to just use this as your primary rendering tool, I think, to a pretty good amount of success. Okay, going back to the teeth. Okay, with a pencil tool, that's why it's really, really, really hard there. Oh, my brush tool. You got fangs. And like I said before, the teeth sit in those gums. Gums wrap around the teeth. Following through with my highlights. Lots of teeth. Too many teeth. Make these two kind of go more together. I keep jumping around because I just got bored doing teeth, so I'm jumping to another part of the face. Too many teeth there. Okay, got the eye on this side. Getting hit by that strong side light. Just going to pick colors from the other eye that I already made. So he goes a little more blue in his sort of eye socket. Picking a lighter color. Throw a little bit of this color into the gums too. Just a little bit. Using the smudge tool again, just smudge some of this stuff out. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put the line art in the rest of it, and you'll just see how we approach that. I'm going to merge down. So now that line art is in there with the color, and I'll just be forced to deal with it. Back to my brush tool. This is his tongue. Give him a little division down the middle. And I'm going to darken him up a little bit on the other side. Now another way to go ahead and get some of those value changes I just did, if I go, and this is a dangerous tool, so I always give lots of warning before using it. If you use the dodge and burn tool, I'm going to hold the option key so it becomes the burn tool. And the burn just darkens stuff. I have it in highlight mode right now, so it's pretty much going to affect everything. But again, you want to be careful with using it because it's really one of those tools that just gets overused. People think it's a magic bullet. Oh, I can just go light and dark with that, you know. And that's even a way that, you know, you can even get, now I have it on just the dodge tool on highlights, and you can use it to really highlight. See how that, and that's good for some things, like if I wanted the eye, something really wet, and actually, with, you know, this is probably the place to use it would be on a creature like this. But don't go ahead and jump in on faces unless you're just going to use it lightly and with things like that. But yeah, it's great for shiny, metally, grossy kind of things, which is what this guy is. He's a monster. So you can see how he's kind of coming along now. Okay, let's go ahead and keep working on that tongue. I'm going to smudge it out a little bit. I'm just pulling the edges so they kind of go softly into that darkness a little bit more. And then when I go to my airbrush tool, which is soft, I'm just going to pick some of that red because I want the kind of shape of the tongue to come from the sides and then go up a little bit and then come back in there. And I'm going to add a little texture in there. Again, I'm going to go brighter, a little more saturated. And with my tool, I'm just kind of almost stippling, meaning I'm pressing down, lifting up the shape. And you can do this in a layer too if you're not comfortable with it, and then you'd have a lot of control too. You could then change the blending modes and all that stuff. I want one more brighter, just to get a few more. Little textury things there on that tongue. Bringing in a little bit of that blue again. It also helps turn the side of the tongue a little bit. I want it to be nice and dark up here, and then a little bit of stuff coming in down there. These are just some of the rough shapes that be inside his mouth. Smooth them out a little bit with the smudge tool. Just doing some more teeth. I'm going to bring these teeth down a little bit more so they go right up next to the helmet. So we get a sense of a big open mouth. Dealing with some gums there. Not a lot, but some. Too many teeth. I gave him too many teeth for a short tutorial. That's okay. But see, so that light's hitting it from that direction, so I'm consistent. I'm not putting it on either side of the tooth. It's really coming from the side that would get hit by it. Putting in some more gums. I'm not going to give them all canines. I'm going to kind of mix them up a little bit. But this one's a good subject for a canine. And give them teeth back here. There we go. Okay. I'll watch my time a little bit on this, so I'm probably going to jump ahead and do a little easy bake oven on this. I'm still going to follow along with what I'm doing. I want to do a couple of tutorials on this, and I will run out of room. But you can see how he's starting to really come along. Again, I'm shaping with that smudge tool, pulling up, getting that shape back in, just trying to get these bottom gums to start looking a little more correct. Boop. Okay. And it's just refining, you keep stroking in, getting stuff going. Okay, I'm going to save this. Again, like I said before, remember to save. Saving is your friend. Okay. It's got a little bit of a darker color. Going in there, bring it out. was when we started, and there it is so far. Don't, well, it's always a little satisfying to see how far you come on these things. And you see things are, a little changed. And you can't, it'd be just boring if I was exact copying that drawing. This way I feel free that I can do what I want with it. All right, I'm going to jump ahead on the face a little bit.